After his battle Saturday, April 19th against Matthew Germain from Canada, the UK's Dalton Smith, super lightweight contender, is now able to focus at a possible title shot against Alberto Puello. Could it be next? Let's talk about the card that took place April 19th and what could be next. In yet another matchroom promotion headed up from Sheffield, the UK, Dalton Smith and Matthew Germain faced off, but the card headlined other fighters that were prominent on this particular promotion, and it turned out to be quite an interesting affair. You see, because sometimes when fighters have had setbacks and they decide to come back and right the wrongs or correct some flaws or setbacks, they put themselves in a positive position to move forward. Even if it's not for titles, but it's just for them to have a redemption arc. And that's what this video is about, because this particular card was very interesting. And Dalton Smith came out being a lightweight contender with the WBC Silver Super Lightweight title that he holds, that gives him an opportunity to have consideration toward champion Alberto Puello, the WBC Lightweight champion. In this bout, we saw Dalton come out once again and prove that he is the better man against the opponent that had the assignment. Germain from Canada came in and he gave his best, but it was not enough, as he was downed in rounds 2, 11, and 12. Smith was also deducted a point where he had low blows in round 12. So as he came out of this fight, he came out a winner. And his record now is 18-0 with 13 KOs. And he's looking, according to Matchroom, to get the opportunity at a shot at the WBC title. It could be sometime in this year. But it's only if Puello wants to play fair with him. And I'm sure they'll try to get the fight in the UK, possibly in the same arena where this fight was fought. Or they have other options, and Puello could possibly get his biggest payday yet if Matchroom was to lure him. On the undercard, we saw the return to the ring of Josh Warrington. He who had professed to be in a situation where he thought he would retire, as he took on Asad Asif Khan, a fighter who is from India, and a fighter who also had faced a comebacking Michael Conlan in March of this year. Warrington, who was all but retired 6 months ago, still felt the itch for competitiveness, and he returned to this fight with Khan, and he put on a display that saw him best Khan. Warrington is a fighter to the bone, and marring the fact that he can sometimes be a little bit dirty, a little bit gritty, he comes out in this fight, the Leeds Warrior, and takes it to Khan and basically put Khan in a point of submissiveness where he only wanted to survive. Khan was down once in the 6th round and was deducted a point for repeatedly losing his gum shield. In other words, spitting it out. But we saw Warrington go ahead to a victory here, and his record now being 32-4 with 1 draw and 8 KOs. He's feeling like his old self again, and he's looking for the opportunity to get right back in the mix of things. And at super featherweight, he can still be a player. This is a good thing for Warrington, but what I would like to see him do is to resort to using boxing skills. Also on this card was another familiar name which we have heard of quite recently. Josh Padley returned to the ring, now a full-time fighter, as he took on Marco Savanidlit, and this fight showed us exactly why Padley deserves to be a full-time fighter. In his last fight, most recent, against Shakur Stevenson, where he fought in February on a week's notice, Padley returned, now retired as an electrician in his day-to-day duties, a full-time boxer, and he has shown why he has been able to defeat the likes of other contenders, such as Mark Chamberlain, whom he won a unanimous decision against prior to his fight with Shakur Stevenson back in September of 2024. He was able to handle Marco very well. Marco fights out of Serbia, and he was an undefeated fighter coming into this match with a record of 13-0. Padley looked strong. He looked focused. He looked like a man on a mission and a man to be respected. Some look at his loss to Shakur as a benchmark that says how good Shakur is, but I look at it as the fact that Shakur stopped him with some body shots, but he hadn't been able to train fully with a full camp for Shakur Stevenson. So his record now be 16-1 with the 1 loss to Shakur Stevenson, 5 KOs. But now is ready to resume his career in the lightweight division, and there will be plenty of opportunities for Padley to show his wares. He's an expert at taking away undefeated fighters 0. But what do you think? This is Stormy B-Man. Shout out to the mighty LDBC and Liberated Perspective, the third eye view of the world. For more content such as this, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. What should be next for these men off of this card? Peace to everyone out there, and everyone please remain safe.